So I'm doing my speech on the year of 1990 in the month of November. Some historical events that occurred during that month are Saddam firing his army chief as he was invading Kuwait during the time, and he threatened to destroy the whole Arabian Peninsula during November. He also said they were preparing for a dangerous war, presumably against the United States. And the UN authorized all necessary means of force against Iraq if it did not withdraw from Kuwait during November. We also sent an additional 100,000 troops to the Persian Gulf as we were fighting the Persian Gulf War at the time. In the same region at the time, there was an earthquake in Iran, in the oil-producing region specifically, which could have been detrimental if it did too much damage. In the UK, Ireland elected its first female president in November. Her name is Margaret Robinson. Margaret Thatcher, Prime Minister of the UK at the time, resigned after 11 years in November. She held the longest term of Prime Minister in the 20th century. And the Cold War officially came to an end in November during the Paris Summit. The Treaty on Conventional Forces in Europe was signed and it reduced military power drastically between all countries involved. Some other things that happened during November. The Saturn brand was launched by GM Company. The most complete skeleton of a T-Rex ever found was in South Dakota, and they nicknamed her Sue. During the time, the demolition of the Berlin Wall was still ongoing, so that was still in the news every once in a while. And the Hubble telescope was also recently built earlier in the year, so that was still a big topic of discussion at the time. Some pop cultural references at the time. The most popular songs were by Mariah Carey, Love Takes Time, Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby, Black Cat by Janet Jackson, and Something to Believe In by Poison. Popular movies at the theaters and at the time were Home Alone, Total Recall, Dances with Wolves, and Night of the Living Dead, and many of those we still regard as classics today. On television at the time was The Simpsons, which had recently premiered earlier in the year on Fox, Twin Peaks, Beverly Hills 90210, and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which were all really popular. Some video games released that year. Mega Man 3 was released in November, and Super Mario Bros. 3 was also really popular, released earlier in the year along with Final Fantasy and Bonk's Adventure. The SNK company also released its own home console during that time, the Neo Geo Advanced Entertainment System, which unfortunately did not do very well, but they still tried at least. And that's about it.